Well, we got some commentator fellows, and they're ready to get this party started. It's gonna be Henry G, and it's gonna be Machine.
Thank you very much, Trace. I appreciate it. We're going to be getting into this one. It's going to be interesting. The desk has made things rather clear for us, Henry.
I just told you, they want G2 to win, though, right? That's what they're going for.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're listening. Yes,
okay,
they said
perfect.
G2, going to stomp this one
yeah.
and expect the third. No, we need to make sure we don't undermine this too much, but that, of course, what's happening here is a mismatch. A team who have been established and grinding and refining for what's been a full year of a rise to power for Evil Geniuses, and quite the contrast in G2, a stand-in, rosters completely up for debate.
EG are just looking to make a statement in this map. They want it to be clinical, they want to show what they're capable of. They're not going to take their foot off the gas in any sort of manner. They'll start on the T side, in emphatic style. It's Sug and Ethan lighting it up. Yeah. They find 3 kills as Amanek and Kenny S are left looking at 6s and 7s here. Not really much can be done. Kenny S will rotate towards lower, but this one is pretty much a done deal. We were speaking about this in the green room, Alex, saying if they win both pistols, there is a chance G2, if they convert everything, they can do something with it. The fact of the matter is, this isn't looking impossible now. They know where the last 2 CTs are, but there was a chance they got a flurry of frags in a very quick succession. Yeah. It doesn't happen, and EG looks very comfortable in the T-side pistol.
Just Ethan just descending the apple in pairs. Then we will see the first on the board for Evil Geniuses. Uno. And just the 1 frag to show for it, Kenny. Just the one to find that frag. We'll see that again from Ethan. Look at that. 2 frags sporadically spread. Doesn't matter. And they're just going to try and maintain their composure. Stanislaw, of course, the newest addition to the Evil Geniuses, and he has been somewhat of a catalyst in their rise to power. We've seen teams try this in the past, where it's, you know, Mousesports is the one that's springing to mind. Wow, he is not stopping. Mac-10, Nade, Hunting, Tarek has got them the second round on the board already. I say that, just Lucky's USP to chime in on the feed, but it looks like it's going to be clocked to the USP, and, well, Stans works. But the man who just ended round 2 has started the change for Evil Geniuses. They weren't happy with playoffs. Top 8, top 4, it wasn't enough. They made the change, and now they are 1 map away from a grand final. That was the goal, and the trophy was the final goal.
Yeah, and they've already beaten Astralis at this tournament in the best of 3. They'll have to go 1 step further tomorrow. That's if they make it. We're maybe getting a bit ahead of ourselves, but it's the best of 5, right?
Best of 5.
It's Evil Geniuses 2-0 on their T side, no less. And of course, it's their pick. They managed to take Dust 2 away. And the analysts, I kind of agree with them. The fact if GT didn't win Dust 2, they don't stand much of a chance. It's a very technical map. Sure, it's CT sided, but you have to have everything set up and your protocols ready. They have no AWP for this first gun round. They have 5 rifles.
And they do see one of them positioned outside. Tarek going to be throwing out his utility, a Molotov as well towards Secret. Giving Keo the responsibility of outside. That's a whole lot for someone brand new to the team to handle.
This is such a difficult round. Not only do you have no kits, they're lucky Evil Geniuses didn't rush there because they didn't really have the incendiaries to hold them off, but flashbangs going in, Jax with no choice but to drop down. It's fine. Kenny S will be there to confirm he can come back up and peek, but maybe not for long. That's such a brutal shot there from one of the star players of the squad. That's Ethan. He'll be taking down the first kill towards ramp room. Kenny S removed from the equation. He was holding beneath the CT ladder, and now where do they go to? Amanek waiting towards upper. He needs at least 1 frag there to survive. It's the UMP that takes him, and they're trading out very efficiently. This is excellent from the Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, it's left 2. 1 from Heaven, and he can do damage. It's Keo. 1's not enough, though. He's actually going to throw a smoke down onto the site. He could drop into it and cause some confusion there. Tarek, far from confused. He catches Jax pushing. And that's going to be another for EG. So the initial 3, they win the pistol and convert.
And it should be a 4th as well, because that essentially is a force buy.
You're right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the fact they can get rifles, sure, but they don't have everything, and the loss bonus isn't established enough to keep them going, even if they lost that round. Great shot from Ethan there. That pretty much decided there, and it was just a matter of time. It looked like they were very calm, working together in a death ball, and Kenny, you can see a dejected look, and to be fair, they've lost that kind of that mojo, that kind of fun spirit they had earlier.
The advantage they had, yeah.
Sure, and it started to fall apart. I think he knows which way this one's going, and Breezy's starting to confirm things here.
Yeah, that was spectacular, and yeah, I think he's one of the players I think demonstrates the fact that the Krieg is accurate the second you tap right click, not necessarily when the visual is on your screen. And that's something that's worth mentioning, because it looks like Breezy's quick scoping at times. You know, it almost looks like he hasn't seen anything in order to have that accuracy, but you do have full accuracy the second you tap right click with the Krieg. Amanek, he's going to tap potentially ahead away. Just the one with the CZ, traded by Tarek. That is, however, the bomb loose and information for the CTs to operate around. So he's going to have a very hard task ahead of him as he descends towards these stairs. It's the first, and the second dealt with. Tarek's flash made short work of Kenny.
Yeah, not much to say about this round, I'm afraid. Just step straight down towards lower, find all the shots required, and Lucky left with Deagle, no armor, as Stanislaw upgrades himself to a Krieg. Lucky will just be set towards lower. Might be able to get this one kill, but it doesn't really mean much in the context of this round. That kill could have done if he gets that. 2-on-1 with the Krieg in hand, maybe there was a chance. They needed the idyllic start. They needed the 4-0 on the CT side. Batten down the hatches, start building some money, apply pressure. They can still bring this back. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it really does not look good considering they are a quote-unquote pug at this point. They're not playing full-on team CS. They've done an incredible job to get this far. When things work out for them, it's fantastic. We haven't seen the most out of the players across the board in the first map especially. But for now, Kenny on the AWP. He'll position himself towards ramp at the start. Going to be throwing the initial smoke. Could actually push a little bit past this. And he will, going towards the lobby position. He knows he has to take matters in his own hands. They need him to find opening kills. Holding outside's not going to work out for him. He's smoked out, so he's going to try and mix things up. Don't see this too often.
I mean, he's playing this round like pre-AWP nerf. The way he's clearing those corners, he's just trying to find a way in for his team through the smoke to try and bait the peak and actually using his position to get Jax set up. He'll retreat, put that AWP elsewhere. Outside, perhaps, going to be interesting to note the smokes that you're seeing from Evil Geniuses there. That's not your standard set. Rather deep. It enables them to kind of battle for warehouses. One there too, completely locking them out in an L shape. Now, the expectation is that they go down, and admittedly that is where the majority of the bodies are. Methodical, and Kenny, we said he was repositioned. This is where he decided he made the smart choice.
Yeah, well, the Molotov will make things very problematic. You see how deep it is as well. He gets zero angle back. There's still a chance for a kill here, but will he be traded out? Oh, he hits the shot, but doesn't actually get him a frag here, so now things get a little bit more complicated. Nice work, though, to actually get himself towards the bomb site silo. But can he do anything with this? It's going to be Jax to drop first, but they actually are competitive in the round now. 4 versus 4. Kenny's still alive, and it looks like he's going to find another frag. It's Amanek to give them an advantage, but not for too long.
It's exactly what Amanek needs to do. 2 in the chaos. Kenny still kicking and now fragging. Catches Breezy by doors. Bombs loose. Can he retrieve it? Sir, brave and closes the doors on the way out, but Kyo's coming from behind. He's going to have the call. He can't get the frag. Tarek's already up there. They're going up. Up the ladder. And from up to down, the bomb does that. 5 seconds left on the clock. Just in the nick of time.
Oof. This is going to be a difficult one with G2 with the advantage. Cirque knows he has to challenge as much as he possibly can. Beautiful shot towards heaven. Sends Lucky to hell. And now Kiyoshima and Kenny S with the retake. The AWP in this position is not ideal, but it certainly is for Cirque. He's looking towards main entrance. He hasn't missed many shots today. He's got to hit one more in this round, looking for the 5-0. Kenny S drops down and takes considerable damage, down to 67. He has no kit. The quick scopes are exchanged, but neither do connect.
Scared me. Willing to take that fight, and we'll catch him on the way out. Kenny can't keep a thing. Not even his dignity, not even his AWP. 5-0 then. And the money scattered for the French.
That was the best chance they've had so far.
That was the real shot. Now, I want to go back to that conversation you started beforehand when they were on the eco, which was, you know, the dream run. Admittedly, the desk have already kind of made it clear how this one should play out, but you win the pistol, you get that CT lead. That was G2's chance. Now things start to spiral. These are T rounds that Evil Geniuses are getting.
It is a CT-sided map for sure, but as I mentioned, that doesn't really apply here because these aren't. This isn't a team, like we mentioned. The protocols aren't there. They don't have the setups. They don't have dynamic strategies where they can counter a full outside execution or an upper rush. They're just holding default positions and hoping for the best. We saw Kenny probing towards ramp. As I mentioned, you don't see that too often. That's him just trying to get the first pick and ruffle some feathers. He got decent information, left a CT there, but they head towards lower and things are starting to fall apart very quickly. You can see there's the basics there from EG. Really nice deep Molotov. Really nullifies Kenny. He got unlucky the fact he didn't get that first pick. He legs the first player. Had he managed to maybe have picked that one up, that could have been a different story altogether. But
and Amanek, of course, that double was a big factor in the fact that G2 were resistant there.
Well, it's going to be Desert Eagles, CZs, and running out of time and hope here on the G2 side. EG just looked way too comfortable. Early days for sure, but this scoreline has to be the other way around for me to start believing that G2 can do this on Nuke.
But Evil Geniuses, we talked about pressure. And it can be easy to fall into the sense that there is none, but These guys know what's on the line. A grand final awaiting the winner of this series. This map, should Evil Geniuses take it. Round 6 takes a slower pace. It's the patience rewarded. This is what they were waiting for. They know the CT buy is not ideal. They can wait for that aggression. And it was given to them on a silver platter. That's going to be the 6th death for Jax without a frag. One away from joining the Secret Service.
We'll see a lower commitment now from EG. Breezy watching the extremities of the map towards the ramp room. Unlucky not to get to there, but Kenny could get the very same. Not going to happen. That was round defining, those couple of kills from Kenny. He doesn't quite get the second, but Kiyoshima, there's low HP Ethan in front of him, but now in a compromised spot. Looks like Lucky actually might have found another frag. 2 on 2. They know exactly where the CTs are, but time is ticking away. 10 seconds remain. They need the plant here quickly, as Kiyoshima does have a slight chance of the bomb. If he can deny that and get the first kill, then it's not going to happen. It's all in vain. Sure, it's close, but the money's out of control on the T side. Unless you're winning that round, doesn't really have any knock-on effect, I'm afraid.
So close, but no cigar. It's not the first time we've felt that about G2's defense. Able to take the initial frags, but that mid-round can get painful. And now, of course, the early losses of players. Jax at the moment yet to really have an impact. Early doors. Very interested to see what happens to French Counter-Strike coming into 2020. Will there be another name in pursuit of glory? That's why G2 are operating at a disadvantage now in their roster, because French Counter-Strike is trying to find a recipe for success to compete with teams just like this. Evil Geniuses, quite the rise to power, and there's first blood. That's a change of pace, and Lucky extends it. This should be G2's first, and it's Evil Geniuses, and Tarek could do damage. They are. He's in the side, and it's a massacre! 3 from Tarek on home soil to take them a step closer to the grand finals. Just Jax remains.
That round, for me, it feels like that's done. Now, that was a huge advantage for G2. They got the opening 2 picks there, but Tarek was so confident he could still pull it back. He actually had the chance to let one of the players, I think it was Kenny Crater at that point, he's like, you know what, I'm having the frag. It's going on my
I'm taking
talent.
that one.
Yeah, I'm not even letting you have the satisfaction of taking this yourself. And it will be Jax who will be left in their 3 versus 1. He's got no kit and no chance, I'm afraid. He's going to be 7-0. As Circle still have the AWP. Tarek with 3 kills to his name, wants to make it 4, even with 7 HP. Kind of sets the tone for the current situation they're finding themselves in. This, if you're not aware, is the most CT-sided map we have in the pool, I would say. Sure. I guess there's maybe a few people that would disagree with that, but for argument's sake, we'll say that. And if you're winning 7-0 up against a team with a stand-in, it's very, very unlikely that G2 can bring this one back, even to a competitive scoreline at this point.
Clear from Tarek, let's see that one again. Stops the crater, as he rightfully said. Onto Kenny, Lucky, and Keo. Body shots galore. Oh, look at this. Swagger from Tarek, just wants to get it done. Certainly a mismatch in the server here on Nuke.
Wow, partial buy.
Saved Org from Jax.
Yeah, that's about as good as it gets. 8-0 on the cards here, and that'll be a half victory if EG can pull this one off. If G2 can win this and start building up some momentum and come back and win the half, sure, there's still a conversation to be had, but I'm not really that inspired that they're going to actually pull this one off, but you never know. Good damage to Tarek at the start, even better now, down to 8. Sanastor has made it towards Secret, however. Actually, I think that's towards the garage. Indeed it is. Still a 5 versus 4. Sanastor, though. Looks like he's very confident. There it is. Gets the first pick, no problem.
Still see just an element of players being unfamiliar with the Krieg spray.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. If you don't connect in the first few bullets, it can run away from you.
Really can. Tarek seems switched on. He can see Keo. Once again, this is such a class. We saw this on Dust too. Keo's got fat fingers. Everyone keeps catching glimpses of them, and now poking out from behind the container. Tarek can punish him. God, they just are everywhere. Every perspective we switch to from EG, they're somewhere else. Stan still hanging out, this time towards the CT spawn. Any chance of resistance comes from Jax and that Org. 25 seconds to get that bomb down. Amanek on top side does have the CZ supported by Lucky. It is just sidearms though. Up against the full firepower of the Evil Geniuses. Has the element of surprise, but doesn't have the frag. Lucky just gets one. And we talked about it. It's time. Can Jax go 0-0-7? He can. License to kill. Not quite approved yet.
Yeah, it's still pending at this point. Oh dear. 8-0 EG. Unfortunately, it's not like G2 playing particularly bad. We're having a little bit of fun of it right now. They weren't expected to do much of this at all. This is one of the most technical maps we have in the pool. It's only this year, really, we've seen teams really embrace Nuke, this iteration of it. Like, a lot of teams were shying away of it, especially when Astralis had that 32-0 streak, especially. It seemed a lot of teams were kind of unmotivated to really keep trying at this map and developing the T sides. It's when Astralis were finally broken, we saw a lot more teams willing to play it, especially with the addition of Vertigo as well. It seems like a lot of teams will say, right, well, Vertigo, we're not wanting to play that, let's sort of focus on Nuke right now.
It's the knock-on effects of a new map being introduced into the pool.
Yeah, I think so. And now a lot more teams are very well versed on the T side. It is a very, very technical map. You need to have so many different variations of your strategies, your defaults, and different ways to approach a particular attack or defense.
And I do think it's actually, you know, it's a good sign, and I think there's merit in the fact that Evil Geniuses saw they were playing against G2, saw that there was a stand-in, and chose the most strategy-dependent map they could in their pool. Some teams, in similar situations, just stick to comfort or stick to a punish.
Yeah, why would you go anywhere near like Inferno, for example?
Right, precisely. We've seen teams do that, and it's just Evil Geniuses, they have a confidence in their depth and individual skill.
Yeah, this is a great call.
Yeah. Make it as difficult as possible for G2. We heard from Keo in the interview, we haven't had much time to practice. Well, try and play Nuke against a world-class team. Oof. Have a go. Yeah. Stanislaw will draw first blood on the aforementioned Keo.
That's just a taste of what's to come.
But wait, there's more.
5-on-4. Molotov towards the vent here, and Ethan, eager to see them going through the motions here, seeing whether they can keep this one clean. No one towards the vent on the CT side. Jax is towards lower, but remember, yet to frag at this point. 5-on-4, disadvantage once again. Kenny rotating down towards lower. He's got the AWP, of course, but it's difficult to really get loads of frags going on the CT side. It's good for opening picks towards outside. He's done well to get that shot towards window, but there it is. One kill and removed.
Just punished immediately. A late arrival from Breezy. He wasn't ready for Lucky. I say he, it was actually Tarek. Breezy there as well. Jax playing on the side. He's been spotted, looking for his first frag, and hasn't quite managed to do it.
That's unfortunate. That looked like a lock-in. That is, though. Lucky. Pulling it right back. Jax knows he's done damage towards Ethan, but he's actually hightailing towards the vents, and down he goes again. He just can't find anything at all. It's Ethan finally taken care of. Bomb goes down with 20 seconds. Circle have to jump in the vents at this point. You can see it's in a very problematic spot. He'll have to go with the flashbang. Pops out before the flashbang goes off. Nice idea. Pretty much his only option there, Alex, and Amanek handles it very well. First round on the board for G2.
I like the idea from Cirque. Didn't quite get the timing right, but Amanek deals with it.
Well then, first on the board, not really too much reason to start celebrating now on the G2 side. What a brilliant opener that was.
Hi.
And taking out the Orpa as well. We get into it, round 10. M4s are out, and a Krieg for Lucky. Kenny S with the recovered AWP. Little 360 there, and we are off. That looked like a clean kill, but it doesn't quite connect.
Submitting his application to FaZe Clan. Kenny, cool.
I don't think he spotted Ethan there. I think the flashbang still had a bit of a knock-on effect towards that main roof.
First blood draw on, it's Breezy again. This time Jax, another swing and a miss. Eight to 1, the score, looking soon to be 9, unless something changes, already a disadvantage. G2 having to work with 4 so early in this round. And look at the control. They take outside and then they pause. They use Breezy to just force you into uncomfortable circumstances. For now, Ramp's his, and he'll just sit back and wait and let the crawl, the plague that is this outside control from EG, start to spread. Like Zerg creep, spreading it across Nuke. There used to be an EG machine, did you know that?
I had no idea.
StarCraft player.
And he's here in the building tonight.
And
come on down.
Are you taking my headset off now?
Well, 30 seconds remain. It's actually gone quite quiet here. ZG just posturing on the upper bomb side, I believe. You can see them towards the main entrance. They've got full control of the ladder position. That does not bode well for the CTs at all, but that shot certainly does circle an awkward weapon. He'll be taken down. 15 seconds is much better for G2. Amanek, though, spotted and taken out. 10 seconds won't be much of a factor here. The bomb's going to be planted, no problem. Kia's making a lot of noise, and Breezy more than happy to take him down. It's going to be 9-1 now, as the money's absolutely ruined on the G2 side.
Yeah, it is down to the 3K mark, even less for Keo. This is going to be quite a spectacular T-side result when people look this one up. Breezy has no issues with Jax so far in this game. Even kill distribution pretty much for the top three as well. Just Cirque, Breezy, and Tarek. All fragging and they're along the same margins. Aggressive once again. They get that early control outside, uncontested. Kenny's trying to back up Keo this time, but there's still nothing really to get excited about. They give them the fight. And Breezy, well, he has a smile on his face and puts lead in Keo's.
Well, the Pistols up against a 5-on-4 disadvantage once again. Great flashbang sets Tarek up nicely, confirms that heaven is clear. Lucky hoping to find success by the T-Vent here. Focus towards lower. Kenny will be joining Jax there. It's been a very difficult game for Kiyashima. Jax, Amanek, Kenny, and Lucky all around 7 frags. That's a great shot. Can he find a second? There's a chance, you know, but not going to happen.
Tagged him up, but Breezy's still fighting, and his teammate Ethan's doing all the hard work. Catches both Amanek and Jax, just leaves Kenny coming from secret. As soon as he fires a bullet, it will be far from one. Spotted and eliminated. Tarek from heaven. Their protocols outside, and we just saw them flash Tarek in from warehouse. You can see the
I respect that from
Yeah.
EG. Like I said, this is a statement game for them. They want to go in with the fear of God put into Astralis. They don't want to start having fun or giving a couple of rounds up here or there. Sure, this looks like an absolute lock-in. There's no doubt in my mind they're picking this map up, but you don't want to give any rounds away. You want it to look on, you go on HLTV later, it's a 16-2 scoreline. They look like they're having a really crazy tournament, like the strongest you've ever seen from these guys. So it's great to see them not giving anything away. They're not having quote-unquote fun at this point. They're not like allowing any sort of
there's
entrance for G2.
There's so many like sentences we have that we use, you know, like, took their foot off the pedal a bit.
Yeah.
All these stupid sentences we've created to define players not trying as hard.
Yeah, it's just like, it's difficult to keep your eye on the prize.
It
you know,
is.
when you're running away with a game like this, especially in the context of this T side of Nuke, you're 10-1 up against a team with a stand-in. It can be a little bit tempting sometimes to just run through and go for multiple frags.
Yeah, you're feeling confident.
They go for an individual play, but they're not doing that at all. They're being very disciplined.
Yeah, exactly. What's he got in store for us with this lineup? Lines it up with the keyhole. Well, if I'm Astralis and I'm looking for a tendency, I work out a wall bang for Breezy's crouch smoke right there. Here they go. Charging in. Lucky from the top, excuse me.
Here we go.
Does have bullets in the hopper, and now he's going to get himself 2. 3. Jax is there as well, and the crowd goes absolutely wild. It's a little G2 fan section. 4 from Lucky, though, in that one. He has been their shining beacon of frags. 14 from him, double the next highest.
Well, there we have it. It will be G2 with 2 on the board, and the auto shotgun's coming out now as well. But this is a nice disciplined play there from Lucky. It's a position that's sometimes overlooked. You can see him just mowing them down, no problem whatsoever. As we get into round number 13, we will have AK in the hand of Lucky, all for Kenny S. They need the 10-5 here, desperately. It's unlikely they get it, but if they do, there's a conversation to be had if they win the pistol in the second half. I don't think they'll win it, but it could be a close finish.
Keep our eye on it. See the smokes raining. This is a different set of smokes, a different look for the outside take from Evil Geniuses. You can see it is quite literally smoke when, well, Kenny perhaps looked at himself in the mirror this morning. This is a strange one, so early. Jax, he's ready for it. Oh, and he's caught off just as he looked away. Stan arrives, makes the statement. Lucky looking to once again save G2. 4 frags in the round prior to find their second, and now he's going to be shut down, caught by Tarek from main. Amanek makes his presence just the one. And so Ethan with the bomb down in a 1 versus 2, jumping for information for now. Keo and Kenny on the hunt, and he gets caught. That's another one. You said,
yeah,
keep things level. It was the same on Dust 2. G2, they were completely locked out of Dust 2, and they got the nice little bookend, 3 frags stitched together.
Yeah, 3 rounds towards the end, gave them a fighting chance in the second half. They managed to get some momentum in that second. Unfortunately, wasn't realized, but we'll see what they can do. It's going to be 10-3 overall. Money still strong, I believe, for the EG side. But that's 2 in a row now for the French, as we'll have a look at the overall complexion, as we'll see purchases come through. See the Kriegs on the back step. RBG, just a Tech 9 for Cirque, so money not quite there for a full investment, but it's as good as, considering how well they're playing at this point. Kenny Esto, this time position towards outside. He was ramped before. Just trying to mix things up the most he can, but Smoke's outside. He hasn't spotted anyone though, so he might not be taking the bait just yet, but look at that wall of smokes. That's stifling. It's taken all the vision away from Kenny, but he has got a slight gap there.
Something for him to work with. It's minimal. It really is minimal. Tech 9 for Cirque. You taking the new, quote-unquote, new Tech 9 for a spin, Henry?
I haven't yet, but
Not
I've seen a lot of players do some pretty remarkable things with it. I feel like Cirque's going to be molotoving towards the hut roof, a couple of flashbangs himself, and he'll hold the lobby. We'll see if that's going to be the case as he sits back and wait for now. Sort of 5-on-5, a little bit of damage down towards Stanislaw. It's Lucky, same position as before. They found him great success, and the final commitment comes through.
Amanek on top of the door. Lucky, he had great success from here before. Amanek's already got 1. Lucky does manage to double up, at least alongside Amanek. And that's another one, a clean sweep for G2. Lock Evil Geniuses out of round 14.
Well, starting to believe someone now. You can see their temperament starting to build up on a more positive trajectory. Round 15, final of the first half here, and the money is actually in a pretty difficult spot for EG. They're going to take their first pause. It's still, if you'd have told them at the beginning of this map they could get double digits on the T side, they would have bit your hand off. They would have absolutely taken that. So there's no need to be dejected here. The coach coming in just to kind of chime in. They've got $2,500 per player. What can they do with it? Maybe an outside execution with all the pistols, and see if they get towards lower before they have a chance to rotate. 3 Deagles, make it 2 for now. It's going to be Circle with a Tech 9, Stanislaw with the CZ. Ethan yet to buy on 3,000. He could get a little armor. I would say that's probably the best route. So you have at least 1 rifle here. You've got enough utility for a round. So considering Ethan's talents, and there it is, Galil and Kevlar. He gets a smoke as well. So they have 1 rifle to work with here.
Okay, keep an eye on Ethan's Galil. Full bought up. G2 though, in order to secure their 5th. It does seem backwards, but I will just remind you that there is still a CT side to come from Evil Geniuses. 10-4. Damage control from G2. Kenny going aggressive, so aggressive, dancing around the red container. Where do you go now? Bullets from the smoke, presence from behind. He's got to find a way in, and Keo's trying to keep him safe as he can. Already 1, can't get any more, and now finally Kenny goes down. He played the survival game well, but Keo, his bodyguard, caught in the fray and just leaves us with a 4 versus 3.
Well, they have a fighting chance and able to recover any real weaponry as Jax, he'll be sitting in the flames. That's going to do a lot of damage. Trying to bend his teammate. It's no good. 4 on 2. Might be 1 here. Jax is already low and Breezy will finish him off. Lucky left with the impossible task once again. It's been so many of these scenarios with just 1 player left, and Tarek's holding the ramp as well. Shouldn't be a guaranteed frag. There we go. 11-4. EG looking incredibly strong here in the first half of Nuke. I cannot stress enough how much of a monumental success that is. 11 rounds on your T side is unheard of. Looking good to close things out. We'll see if they can do it after the break.
Sarah, I lost myself today trying to find ways to make you stay. Sarah, I want to go away, close my eyes, never wake up again. You come and you go, you take me high, you take me low, but I don't know how to do this on my own anymore. Oh no, now it's Molly for the melancholy. Cody, fill a hole inside me. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Now it's Xannies till I know my psyche. Cocaine just to feel my heartbeat. Nothing to lose, nothing to gain. Sarah. I don't want your empathy, I just want another enemy. I'm not gonna change a thing for you. I'm over middle ground, and I really wanna burn it down. I'm not your friend, and I won't pretend I am. So don't reach out, and I mean that. I'm under siege, and I need you to see that. You're on one side, I'm on another, and we will wage war upon each other. I'm no angel, you're not either. I'm at a fever pitch, you're at a leisurely pace. I'm unscathed, I'm unafraid.
11-4 the score, map 2 of our second semi-final live from ESL One New York. We're in the Barclays Center, the crowd sticking around to see Evil Geniuses potentially, likely secure themselves the position in the grand finals. They picked up 11 rounds on the T side of Nuke into the defense. They got smiles on their faces and support for their boy, Tarek, of course, from NY. And I think why, perhaps, is what G2 are feeling right now. Why on earth are we in this position? They have got so much work ahead of them. Our machine, he's Henry G.
He is Henry G, and here we go, the final half of the evening. I would say there still is a possibility of another map, but I'm not going to lie to you. This one looks like it's as good as done, and it looks like we're almost ready to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't want to overcook this one.
No, we're going to be jumping in.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this could be your final half of the evening. Those of you who are left, let's give it everything we've got. EG looking to close things out here. 11-4, they win the pistol. That should be it. G2, though, they've gone above and beyond expectations here. Kiyoshima stepping in, they got to the semi-finals. That's a great result, all things considered.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Beating Ents not once, but twice.
Yeah.
I think they took a map, they did it. I think they took a map as well off of Liquid.
Indeed.
Like, that's a result, that's more than they bargained for, and we're off to the races. Cirque meets his demise early. Gonna be smoked off, Stan can't help. Double contact for Kenny. He's still alive, though, and they back away, looking to regroup. This is going to be quite the brawl. Kenny's got another one. This is breezy. Down and out. Now 3 remain for Evil Geniuses. Tarek disengaging as best he possibly can, but this round looks good for G2. Bomb on the back of Kyo for now. Oh, unlucky. He had the perfect angle, but Stan's so quick to adjust. Gets him with the USP. Tarek down low now on Decon. Makes no secret of his presence, and Kenny quick to adjust. Looks like G2 will be able to keep things competitive, at least here in the pistol of the second half.
Yeah, this is a great start, but no bomb planted just yet. Stan, the man, he's got the kits and the smoke available. If he gets the bomb down in that position, that actually makes things a lot more complicated for them. Jumps himself back in towards the vents. The mind games begin, but Kenny S Holland Tail will be managing to close things out. Good round from G2. It's exactly what they needed. They can get a clean 3-0 conversion here. They're right back into this one, but it will still be a horrible uphill struggle. Forced buy from EG. They've got a massive buffer. It's not really a massive talking point either way, but there's a chance they can steal this round. And number 17 here. They're going to have 5 7s and Deagles. Zerg with the scout. I don't see many of these rounds working on the CT side. T side for sure. You get the bomb down, get AKs down the second. But the force buy here on the CT side is very difficult to operate with. You need the scout to do a lot of damage, and that grenade's not bad. That certainly contributes.
Yeah, it certainly does. And that was the AK of Keo as well. They've got 3 MAC-10s in play, which you can't help but feel should have an advantage. But let's not forget there's full armor here. Don't have the advantage of no helmet. If anyone can make the scout second round work, it would be Cirque.
Absolutely. It's not about getting frags with this, it's doing damage. So you can get 3-4 tags off. It means the 5 7s become very dangerous indeed. But that's obviously
that's a dream.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, certainly is. He's flashed off for now and will be forced to back away immediately, leaving Stan.
That's another.
Oh, he hit that! God! Through the glass. And in a blink of an eye, he does damage to Jax. Mission accomplished so far for Cirque. Does back away and forgive that control. Tarek's getting plenty of information that the majority of G2 are elsewhere, as he, alongside Breezy, will clear this one out. 2 from heaven. Ethan's got the perfect angle for it. His teammates keeping his back safe. 35 seconds. G2, they could get caught in a bit of an awkward situation if they're not careful here.
The 5-7, remember, that's going to be deadly at that range, especially against the tagged up
25.
players. 25 seconds, still okay for now. Flashbang comes in, but Ethan's so good with this weapon. There's the first, and they are managing to trade things back. The spray, though, it's so wild. It will be a 2 versus 1, but Tarek, he's still got 100 HP. He swings out. Oh, he gets the first. He's so low. He can't find the final headshot there. Great effort. G2 certainly sweating. It's lucky to close things out. If Tarek had 100 HP, maybe there's a different story there. But still, it should be full eco now, as EG will have on average about $2,500 per player. G2 managed to avoid a disastrous situation, and they'll bring out MAC-10, 4 AK-47s. I don't expect much from the EG side. It would be an absolute wonder if they forced into this round in any capacity.
Just 5 rounds away from the grand finals. Evil Geniuses. This one not going to be where they break this run from G2. Just the single Desert Eagle, as you've said. Timing was there. The frag was not. Lucky deals with it. The more frags that go Amanek's way with that MAC-10, the better. Just impending doom, that's the word I was looking for.
That is the one. Well, there it is. It's going to be the 3-0 start for G2, exactly what they needed. Now, their scoreline does look a little bit more forgiving at this point, but I'm just going to reiterate one final time. On the T side, things become very problematic against a very regimented, skilled team like EG. You're going to do very well to actually topple their defense now as they bring out the AWP for Cirque, one of the most electrifying AWPers we have in the game right now. 4-4s, no AWPs. Things started to stabilize in CSGO in general. We'll see if GT can keep this up. They need a few rounds in a row. They need to get a massive amount of cash built up, and they're actually looking to keep the pace nice and fast here with the MAC-10. I like this.
You saw a sticker from the major, Amanek 10. He certainly has a weapon of choice.
Oof, that nade.
Oh, wow.
Towards ramp.
Tarek is in the prime position to deal with this. He does have some support as well, and Stan backing away for now. Oh, it's because they're making room for Cirque. Extraordinary performance from him earlier on Dust 2.
Yeah, very strong indeed. So only damage exchange so far. It's G2 taking the brunt of it. Amanek towards lower with the MAC-10. As you mentioned, he is fantastic with that weapon, so don't let that confuse you. He's absolutely capable of finding openings with this weapon and treating it like a rifle at times, but a lovely little crossfire here from EG as they bide their time and hold towards lower.
Separated, segregated. It's going to come down to some individual heroics. There is somewhat of a partnership outside for the French, and Cirque loves the angle. This time it doesn't connect. Instead, Tarek draws blood, but after 60 seconds of posturing, now the silence is broken. And time starting to become somewhat of a factor here. Where is that bomb? It's unlucky. And they start to come from main. Gosh, this looks like it's just going to hurt. This is going to be such a tough cookie. 15 seconds for the T side. They're not even on the site yet. 12 seconds. Now they push, and now they have to get these frags. It's too easy. Double for Ethan, one for Tarek. Leaves Jax no time, no teammates, and no HP left in a matter of seconds. Catches the first. He's going to be hunted and traded by Cirque, or perhaps not. Instead, refuses to go down and takes his AK into the next. It's something.
Yeah, that's actually not bad at all, because the money's going to be heavily affected there. Winning the round by virtue of frags gives you $32.50 in terms of dollars into the next round for the winning team on the CT side. So sure, they win the round, but only one player survives towards the end of that one. Their money's actually very weak. They've got 3 MP9s going into the next round after winning this one. So Jax, sure, he doesn't win it, but he takes so much down with him that it's going to cost them a lot moving forward. 3 SMGs up against the same setup here. 3 MAC-10s, 3 MP9s. It's an absolute bloodbath towards upper, as Stanislaw gives them hell from the huts. Bomb goes down, he's looking for more, and it's the SMGs that are coming on top, I should say, on the CT side. MP9 shut down there. Well then, 13-7. G2, we're hoping that surprise push towards upper would be enough. The top of the defense, but if anything, they fed the CTs, who are more than happy to take close-range kills with their MP9s, Alex.
Oh, that's the dream call against the MP9s. Kenny just watching it unfold after falling first. We do see a timeout call. I believe this one's a technical for G2. Just want to make sure they have everything in order. Evil geniuses. Got to get used to saying it.
It doesn't roll off the tongue.
Have you decided EG or Evil Genius?
Both, like NRG's like really easy to say. NRG.
Yeah.
EG.
EG.
You have to position them out. It's difficult to get out quickly.
Yeah, it is.
EG.
EG.
Evil geniuses.
Why don't we just call them
syllables there?
We should just call them egg. I think we'd get a very angry Twitter DM in about 30 seconds.
We'll go with EG. Everyone's, I think that's globally accepted right now. They've been around a very long time.
I'm only messing.
I know.
But yeah, you're right. We'll stick with EG, because Evil Geniuses, my brain can't handle it in the heat of the moment.
Well then, Deagle for Kiyoshima, and Amanek with not much left apart from a buried corpse outside on Nuke. There's going to be a gap in that smoke though. If they walk through this, Lucky is absolutely done for. Cirque though moves out of him. Oh, well, Ethan doesn't. Oh my goodness, he might be able to get multiple frags in through the smoke. They're just hightailing it down towards Secret. 14-7, looking very likely in the 5-on-3, but at least they start making their way down towards lower. And Kenny's still up. He'll wait for an opportunity here. Cirque might give it to him.
Oh, the flash and the frag styles on Kenny from Cirque. Makes the play happen for himself. Safely, no less. Anticipating Kenny to be at the back of the brigade as his teammates descend Secret. Well handled. Keo now on Jax, 2 versus 5. Stan, he seems to like this position. Somewhat of an off angle, can catch them leaving decon as he clear. They're going to be looking above him, and he can handle all of those angles at once. Look how well that worked. Keo, however, does silence Stan and has an opportunity to make 2. Just can't quite finish off Tarek. 14 was likely, and 14 secured for EG.
And that could be the killing blow, unfortunately, because we have G2 now 14-7 down. Their final timeout and averaging $2,500 per player. This is the gap Ethan exploited. It's to be expected. Remember, G2 playing with a stand-in here. They're going to be holes to plug or gaps in smokes, I suppose. And final timeout, looking for series points here. EG should have no problem picking this round up. G2 pretty much have to force this one, I would say that much, because you're not going to get 8 rounds in a row on your T side.
It is quite the contrast, isn't it? Seeing, I think we saw 3 different outside smoke looks from Evil Geniuses, and just the one so far from G2, just getting everything back in order after.
Yeah, which goes back to the point we said, sure, it's a CT-sided map, but it's still one of the most technical maps we have in the pool. So
very good point.
You have to have variations. You can't just drop the same outside smokes every time and expect that to work.
Certainly not. If there's a gap for Ethan to get a frag through. So 14-7, 2 rounds away from an Astralis Evil Geniuses grand final live from New York tomorrow.
That will be one.
That's something to set an alarm for, isn't it?
Absolutely true. Well, they're taking the full eco. They're going for the 8 rounds in a row on the T side of Nuke. It's a bold call, Alex.
Giving it a go, accepting that they want to give it their best shot, try and take it to OT, give them something for it. Amanek, however, he's not done with this round. Tarek, no problems as they leap into his clutches. Descending into the Kalashnikov.
So, with all this utility, Alex, sure, there's a slight chance GT can win, but if you just smoke the door, smoke the window, Molotov the back of the site, should be job done, as Kirishima just has the Glock, leading 50 there, and the logical conclusion of this round starts to come through. Jax would have to do something. Oh, hello. All right.
It's not planted for him.
It was something.
I held my breath for a moment.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Well, it will be series point. EG, very comfortable position here. And yes, G2, it was pick your poison time. I said, like, sure, if they force ball that, it's not like it was guaranteed to win the round. It would still led them to a very problematic situation. I just don't believe in the fact they could get 8 in a row here, but I guess it's got a better chance of than going into just P250s and armor, a couple of grenades. At least they have a full bite here. They can go down swinging.
Certainly. It's time to try and go out in a blaze of glory. Semi-finals for G2 with a stand-in. It's not something that they're going to be upset about. The Evil Geniuses, they have to put up the fight necessary. Look at this from Stanislaw. What is he? How is he getting away with this? They're on the edge of the smoke. Ethan's already got one. He's only going to get singular frag, and Jax shutting him down before things go too awry. Oh, but Tarek from behind, like he was ready for it. That was an aggressive move from Tarek. All the way back on silo this early in the round. Cirque's considering it as well. Oh my goodness.
You don't see this too often.
You don't see this every day.
An orb going up the T ladder, heading towards spawn on the CT side.
Oh, he's in the right place. Oh, and he hits the shot. Jax is gone.
What a beast.
He really is. He can play this so smartly as well. He can actually continue to hunt. He's feeling himself. Lucky. So paranoid. Cirque could be anywhere.
What's the play here? I think it's a play towards ramp, because that's what's happening. So Amanek is going to try and find some space here. This could be the final round of the day, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 3-on-2, 30 seconds remaining. GT don't really have the time to justify this long push. If they get a kill out of it, fair play, but what do you do next? It's still a 2-on-2. Cirque in a deep position. They've got nothing from this flank. Time really is of the essence now. Bomb all the way in the T entrance, and Lucky just has to go. He has to move. And that's a good shot.
It works.
15 seconds now.
This is what you were wondering. This was your second question. What do you do now? Great, you got the frag, 10 seconds, and you're walking straight into Breezy. 1v1 is Ethan to finish. Evil Geniuses will take the grand final with Astralis in New York tomorrow. A best of 5 between 2 of the hottest Counter-Strike prospects right now.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and that is a statement from EG. They looked absolutely electrifying.